Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Karen's Kitchen. I would have come on a little earlier, but I didn't have all my prep work done, so I thought I'd better finish it. I did the broccoli ahead of time, but I forgot the rest of it, so I thought I'd better get in here and get it done. And I was watching Sharon's Periscope, so that took me a little time too. I was watching her scope, and then I finished up what I needed to do. There's Erlene. I haven't talked to you all day. How you doing, sis? I think you've made this already, haven't you, Erlene? This broccoli cheese soup, cheddar soup. Of course, everybody knows this is vegan. Oh, I bet you are. This is vegan. I'm going to use vegan cheddar, and you did post it on my page, right? There. Hi, Vanita. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. If you post it on my page, I won't post it. I'll just go ahead and put it up on my YouTube page. Good to see you. Welcome, Vanita. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. I'm going to get some people in here before I... Oh, you can't... Well, I can check, or you can check and see if you did, because it should tell you, or I can check later, and if you didn't... You're sick with pneumonia? Oh, my goodness, Vanita. Sorry to hear that. I hope you get to feeling better. That's no fun. That is no fun at all. Hi, Valerie. Good to see you. Welcome. That is no fun being sick. Oh, my goodness. There's Sharon. Good afternoon, Sharon. Hi. Good to see you. Being sick is... Oh, no, it's not. And, those in passing, Sharon comes in here, and I was on her Periscope. And if you see her, hi, good to see you. And if you see her when she comes in, give her condolences because one of her dogs passed away yesterday. She had 5 Pomeranians and one of them was put to sleep because he was real sick. Oh, thank you for the super hearts. That's awesome. So give her condolences because it was hard for her yesterday. She having to put any dog down or whatever. It's hard. It's hard on you, but I know how it is. I've never had any put down, but they've all died one way or the other. They either got sick and died or got hit by a car and got killed. So I know what it's like to lose them. But anyway, this is going to be a good soup. I have never had a Jack Russell, although I do know what they look like. I get mine at the shelter, and I have to get whatever comes in the shelter. So if a Jack, they have a Shih Tzu in there now, and if I didn't have Carmen, I probably would have gone for her, but I've got 2 dogs and I really don't need another. But she's on hold anyway. She's about 4 years old. I guess she came in as a stray. So I check every once in a while to see if they got new dogs coming in. They got a Chihuahua that's 4 years old. No, it's a Pomeranian, but I'm almost tempted to get it, but then yet I'm not because I know what Chewy was. He was very active and kept digging his way out, and I wouldn't want her to do the same thing. So I think I'm going to skip it for now. Because I miss him so much, I wanted another Pom for Buttercup. But anyway, this will be an awesome soup. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. Now, I'm not going to make the biscuits. I don't think Earlene made the biscuits either, so I'm not going to do these. I'll just do without the biscuits. The recipe's in here, though, however, and I'll just make the soup itself. And I am going to use, I'm going to use the vegan cheddar. Yeah, right. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. This is the cheddar I'm going to use, and I'm also going to put spinach in it as an add-in. Yeah, I think so. I've got, with 2 dogs right now, that's a handful because I walk them twice a day, and with Carmen stopping every little bit to look around and see what she can see, it makes it hard on me. Let me see if she can get in. I guess she isn't trying to come in right now. But it makes it hard on me because... especially if it's raining and it's cold this morning, 35 degrees, and I'm bundled up. But here she is taking a sweet old time checking things out. And I says, come on, Carmen, I'm getting cold. I want to go home into my warm house. So, I've got heat on in here, and I want to get home to it. So let me go ahead and shut the door, because I have to leave the door open for her so she can get in. But 35 degrees, we're getting that time of year where it's going to start getting colder. Very cold. I don't relish the cold weather coming because I don't know what winter's going to be. I hope it's not bad, but it is what it is. We can't do anything about it if it is. So well, it looks like I got quite a few in here, so I'm going to go ahead and get this started. And I cut up my broccoli. I've got 2 cups here, and then I've got 4 cups, and I got the rest of it here. So I'm going to try that. You're still in the 90s. My daughter's been in the 90s too. She's in Missouri, and they're still in the 90s. was gone from home 8 hours this morning. Oh my goodness, Erlene, you've got to be tired. My son, he was in Canada last week, and he called me from work yesterday because he's a painter by trade. He's a carpenter, or a contracted painter. And I says, well, how you enjoy being home from your vacation and having to go to work? He says, I hate it. Oh, it's 88 in Chicago. But he says he got home from Canada. He says, man, it was cold. I had to put the heat on. So he's not really liking the fact he had to go back to work out. But he was so tired, so exhausted from that trip, and then to get up the next morning and go to work, because he's got contracts with people. He's contracted to get the job done at a certain amount of time, so he wanted to be sure he was there, but he was so tired. We talked for about a half hour, and I could tell he was exhausted. He was working while he was talking to me, but the poor guy, felt so far sorry for him, but I'm glad he made it home safe. Anyway, welcome to everybody that's just came in, David, and everybody that's come in. I thank you for coming in and sharing this out, and thank you for the super hearts. So very much appreciated. I'm going to get this started now, and I'm going to... Yeah, I sure do. Oh, well, I've got my cell phone. I get scam calls on this all the time. But I have RoboKiller on my phone, which catches those. And also I've got a thing on my phone that silences unwanted calls or calls I don't know anything about. There's Alexis, and it's terrible. But they're so numerous lately. Thank you for inviting your followers, Alexis. Okay, this calls for 2.5 cups of vegetable broth. So I'm going to put that, I've got 2 cups here, and then I got another half a cup in my measure all. Okay. And then it calls for one half teaspoon of salt, and I've got that measured out right here. And supposed to be 6 cups of broccoli, but we'll see how this is going to work. I chopped these up pretty fine, so we'll see if I can... Whoa. I'm going to probably do what Arlene did. Put the lid on, pulse this down a little bit before I can put the rest in. Yeah, I think I better. It's going to be a little too much, I think. So I'm going to put the lid on and pulse this down just a little bit before I add the rest, because it calls for 6 cups. And 6 cups seems like an awful lot, but I'm going to go ahead and... I don't have to turn this. What am I doing? I'm just going to do this for... Okay, that should be good enough. All right. Okay. That should be good enough to get the rest of it. It's going to be there for a minute. See, it takes it right down then. There we go. All right. Now, then it calls for half a medium onion, which I've got right here. If I don't see your comments, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's just I'm trying to get this done. I'm going to cut this up in chunks. And then it calls for 2 garlic cloves peeled. And everybody knows I take my knife and I just hit them real hard to get them peeled. And then the add-ins will be the spinach and the cheese. So I've got everything in here ready to go. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put this on the soup setting. Well, I better cancel that first, hadn't I? Yeah, I better cancel that. Sorry about that. I forgot to cancel that first. I forget like Alexis does. You forget to cancel it, and then it doesn't do what you need it to do. There we go. Okay, there we go. So like I said, I'm going to put some spinach in it later and put got a little bit of onion here. I'll stick in it. And this lid fits on so great, this cap. Whoops. There we go. That's on tight. This has got to go way up. It's only 64 degrees, so it has to get way up there. I bet you Alexis has got hot weather today. Valerie, what's your weather today there in... oh, I got a little bit more broccoli to put in. I missed. I don't want to miss anything, so I just get it all put in here. There. go. Now it's locked in. There, now it's all locked in, and I'll leave it like that so you guys can watch it. Like I said, this is the way what it looks like, but I'm not going to make the biscuits. 96 today. Wow. Well, I get them all the time. I get a lot of scam calls. One that's been going around lately, you talk about scam calls, one that I've been getting several times already is they call you and they say, they leave a voicemail and they says, you better call me immediately because there's some kind of crazy activity on my Social Security number, and they're going to stop my Social Security and all that, you know. And I'm thinking, that's a scam. Hi, good to see you, because there's no such thing like that. They're trying to get your information. It's what they're trying to do. So whenever you get a scam call, please just hang up, don't answer it, because they're trying to get all your personal information. That's the way they get around it. If they can get your personal information, that's what they're going to do. And it's terrible. But I've had enough scam calls that I know how they work. It's definitely a scam. I've gotten it more than once, and I don't pay any attention to it. None whatsoever. I know it's a scam, and I don't want anything to do with it. Absolutely not. You've got to be so careful, because anybody that calls, and credit cards, same thing. If they call and want your information, don't give it to them. Oh, right. I've had that too. Yeah. Yes, they've done the same thing to me and go to jail. Or you'll get a call from the IRS. Hi, Miss, and it's one of those IRS scams, which a lot of them going around. They'll say, well, if you don't pay us X amount of dollars, we're gonna take you to jail and all this and that. You know, I know those are scams. There's one guy I follow on YouTube, and I've watched his YouTube videos. He puts those scammers through their paces, and it's so funny. He pretends like he's driving in his car to Walmart or wherever they tell him to go and get a gift card. We know that you can't pay by gift. You can't pay any taxes with gift cards, and it's hilarious what he gets on them. And by the time he gets done with them, they're almost in tears because he has really let them have it. You know, he takes them as far as he can take them, and then he says, "You scammer, you!" And he's an older gentleman. He's about my age, or maybe a little younger, and he really lets them have it. And I thought he was so funny. I've subscribed to his channel, and I said, "You really let him have it." But I'm impressed with the way he does it, because it helps people out there in our age group, even those younger, that know what to do when you get a scam call. Not to accept it, and there's also ones that going around, and I've had these too, where they say they're from Microsoft and they want to take over your computer. Don't let them take over your computer, because you're going to get a virus on it, and your computer is not going to work when they get done with it. I had that once, and I hung them right up on them. You know, some of them I just tell them. The IRS ones, one time when they called me, I said, "This is a scam, and don't you ever call me again." "No, it's not a scam." I said, "Well, you know it's a scam, and I know it's a scam, so don't you ever call me again." You know, they call from different numbers. Yeah, but there are so many out there. This is terrible for scammers. But I have RoboKiller on my phone, which will block those unwanted calls. It'll detect their scammers, and it'll block them for me. You know, of course now with iOS 13, you can block or stop unwanted calls that's not in your contact list. If you don't know who they are, it stops them. And then when you see the call come up on your thing, you just block the number, which I've done. I blocked the number. I didn't know who they were, and they can't call back. You know, so don't have to worry about me ever. You know, one time when Alexis called, I didn't have her in my contact list, and I hung up on her because I didn't know it was her. And I should have realized, well, she's got a Philadelphia or Pennsylvania number. You know, she lives in Georgia. But so after that, I thought, well, that's Alexis. So I put her name in my contact list. So whenever she calls me, I know it's her, and I'm not. Yeah, oops is right, and I'm not going to hang up on her or anything like that, because it's real easy to do. So I you know, her last name is hard to pronounce, so I just put Alexis. She's the only Alexis I've got on my contact list, so there's no problem there. It's for cell phones. I guess my daughter says she's seen it on, I think it's been on Good Morning America. I think she said that's where it's been on. some of these places like that, or Today's Show has talked about RoboKiller, and I think I've seen it on YouTube. They are very, very good for blocking calls. They've got robocalls, robots that answer the call. Yeah, they do. But with RoboKiller, you have robots, and you can set your own robots. You see, they've got preset ones, and you just pick the ones you want to use, you know. And I like this. I like this one of this Southern Belle, and she is hilarious. And I use her, and they're picked at random pretty much. So I've got, I think, 5 or 6 picked, and they're just at random, so you don't know which one they're going to get. But I like to listen to the call when it comes through because the call's recorded, and I can see which one was used, and I'm sitting there cracking up laughing with them. It is so funny. You get RoboKiller on the App Store. If you've got an iPhone, it's called RoboKiller. Now, I did pay for it because I wanted to get the full benefits of it. You don't have to pay for it, but I believe I did. So RoboKiller is a good one. There's other ones you can do, and there's RoboCall, I guess, too. But just go into your into the App Store and find out things that you can, or you can even Google ways to block callers on your phone, and it'll give you RoboKiller as the top one. It'll give you whichever ones you want. Because RoboKiller, I recommend it. Oh, it's great. It really is. I love it. It does a real good job of blocking the calls that I don't want. And now I'm not getting calls from the unwanted callers, the silencing unwanted callers. They'll either go to voicemail, they'll either send me a voicemail, or they'll just hang up. And, you know, if they send me a voicemail and it's important, I'll call them back. But if it's not, I won't. You're welcome. That's true. That's true. Well, on RoboKiller, most of the calls I get, I don't know who they are. So that's why RoboKiller blocks them, calls them either spam or a scam. Or if they call and their number can't go through, then they will leave a voicemail. But I've gotten some crazy voicemails lately. They're from, I think, Japanese girls or Chinese girls or something, and they're saying something in their language that I don't even understand what they're saying, and I'm thinking, what did you say? You know, it's terrible. Oh, no. Yeah, you don't want to file for it because your computer is not broken. That's why they can try to take over your computer, and you don't want them to do that because they'll put a virus on it. So you want to make sure you don't. Yeah, well, just hang up. When you get those like that, just hang up on them. Don't even give them the time of day. My daughter, when the IRS called her one time, she called them back, but she got scared. She got scared, so she called them back, and then she couldn't get a hold of them. Then she got an answering machine, and I told her afterwards, that's a scam. My ex-husband got the same thing, and he called me about it, and he says, well, what do I do? I says, don't take the call next time. It's a scam. Because he tried to call him back, and all he got was their answering machine too. It says don't answer it, just block it, or don't answer at all. You know that it's best not to. Oh, I know. I've got mine, I think, set up for Amber, but still sometimes those are quite helpful because you can see what's really going on if a child's been kidnapped, or there's a certain vehicle that they're looking for, you know, in a kidnapping, you know. Or a murder maybe that there has escaped, and they'll bring you an Amber Alert to show you that let you know. Right. Yes, the IRS never calls you. They do everything by mail. I know that personally because they claimed I owed them taxes from last year because I tried to dispute it, but it didn't do any good, so I just paid them. But they sent it in the mail, and they told me exactly what I owed them, so I got it out of my hair. But they will never call you. So when somebody says they're from the IRS, you know they're not, especially if it's somebody from India or Jamaica or somebody that's got a crazy accent. You know they're not American. And you ask them where they're calling from, and they'll say, oh, we're calling from Washington, D.C., which we know that's where the IRS headquarters are. Well, you know they're not. They're calling from India or Jamaica or one of those other places. You know, they could call from any place else for that matter. I think a lot of them work from home. So then they just got a bunch of people on the list, and they just start going down the list and start calling people, trying to get your information. It's really crazy. But there's it is just so, yeah, China too. It's just, there's just so much bad stuff out there. You got to make sure you know exactly how to handle it. And don't get yourself involved with it because it's not good. I try to avoid the scam calls as much as possible. No, they won't. They won't correspond. No, they won't. And like I said, if you get that IRS call and they say that you owe them X amount of dollars, you know, and you got to go get a gift card and all that, they're not going to tell you anything. You're going to get a hold of them or get a doggone voicemail or something like that. Not yet. That goes in at the very last. It's right here. It is. It goes in at the add-in after the timer goes off. Then I put the spinach and the cheese in as add-ins and pulse it. So everything else is in there but that. So this is 170 degrees right now. But you got to be so careful what you do, you know, and check your phone periodically. I have to always check my phone. But normally I get notifications if people are trying to call me that I don't know. Yeah, this is the Pampered Chef Deluxe Cooking Blender. What is in the blender so far? Good question. I will answer the question for you. There's 2.5 cups of broth, vegetable broth, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 6 cups of broccoli florets. And what I did, it takes 2 large heads. So what I did is I put 4 cups in here, measured out 4 cups. Then I pulsed it with the water and everything. And I pulsed it, and then I added the other 2 cups because it fills it up pretty much, and it's a lot easier to do it that way. Then you've got 1/2 a medium onion, 2 garlic cloves peeled, and I just took and hit the knife with my top palm of my hand to get the peeling off the garlic, as I did the other day. And then the add-ins, this is what gets added in when it's done. It's your spinach and your cheese will get added in when the timer goes off. So that's what's left to put in it. But that's when it's completely done. Now it's 181 degrees. But we are so cool. We were 35 degrees this morning when I went to walk the dog. So I looked like the abominable snowman. I had my heavy coat on with my hood on and everything. I didn't have gloves on because I can't keep my hands in my pockets. But walking the dogs in the cold like that was miserable because they kept wanting to stop. Oh, good to see you too. And thank you for coming in. They always like to take their sweet old time on days I want to get home. It's heating it up right now. It heats it. It'll blend it a little bit, and when you hear it going around, that's when it's blending it. Right now it's heating it. You will see it cooking eventually because when it gets ready, it'll start boiling up. You'll watch it, and it'll start cooking and blending it up. As it bubbles, you can see it bubbling up. This is gonna be this is gonna be fun to clean this machine. I'll tell you, it's got a heated wash cycle, but it's yep, raw veggies. Yeah, so does mine. Sniffs everywhere, especially the new dog, Carmen. She sniffs everywhere, but that's to be expected. It's all new territory for her. She wants to be able to smell everything, you know. But as I was telling people yesterday morning, the night before last, I was walking where I normally walk. I come past this one house, and he has his dogs out in the front yard. And she was going crazy. She was going crazy, and I heard her barking before I even got up to her. And he heard her barking, so he comes out and pulls her back and is holding her. And he looks at me and he says, I think you better start walking on the other side of the sidewalk. And I looked at him and I says, I've got a right to walk here on this side. And that's all I said and kept right on walking because he didn't want to deal with his dogs. He wanted to leave them out in the front yard barking. He didn't want to have to go get her and take her in. And I should have told him, well, put him in the backyard because I've seen him in the backyard when I walked past his house before. They'd be in the backyard looking out the gate, looking at me when I go past them barking. So I know he can put him in the backyard. No, he wants to put it in the front yard and then tells me to walk on the other side of the street. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to walk where I want to. And I told him that. I says, I can walk on this side. I says, it's my right to walk on this side. And I didn't say any more and walked on. He said nothing to me either. So I kind of got to him, I think, you know. Because he's trying to be my boss and trying to tell me, well, I don't want, more or less he's trying to tell me, don't walk on this side because of my dogs. That's right. He has to train his dog better. It's not my fault that the dog is acting up and that she's going crazy and she's pulling the leash as far as she can to get to my dogs. It's not my fault. If he can't train her any better than that, then it's not my problem. See, there's bubbling. You can see it. Now watch when it stops going. You can see it bubbling. See, it was bubbling. But it's not my fault. I know. And he was trying to boss me around, and I just wasn't going to stand for it. And I just simply told him, it's my right to walk on this side. That's exactly the words I said. And it is. And I said no more until you see it bubbling. And then I just walked away. I figured, well, you know, and I walked him a little bit earlier yesterday, avoided that. I thought, well, if he's going to have the dog outside, it won't be early in the afternoon. So I come back from my appointment, then went out and walked the dogs, and she wasn't out there, so I didn't have that to worry about. Probably when I get off of here, I'll go walk them again. She shouldn't be out there then, because I think it was 5 o'clock or something I walked, and that's the night before last, and that's when the dog was out there. So, you know, used to see him in the mornings, but he doesn't even have him out there in the mornings when I walk now. He just doesn't want to have to deal with them, you know, and it's not fair. And I told the lady across the street, I says, one day when Buttercup got off her leash, and I had the leash in my hands and her collar in my hands, and she had gotten out of it, and she went across the street, and the neighbor lady was out there, and she picked her up. And I went over there, and I says, that guy's got to get that dog under control. So then I put her leash back on and collar back on and went walking some more. But poor Buttercup, she was so scared. She wanted to get away from him so bad, so she got out of her leash and collar. You know, and at that time, Chewy was still alive, and I picked him up and was carrying him around and went across the street to get her. And I felt so sorry for the poor thing, because them dogs are big. And she doesn't like anything bigger than her because she's so small. She's only about 12, 13 pounds. There's my daughter. Hi, sweetie. Good to see you. Now it's starting to bubble. And I'll tell you that, I'll tell my daughter what those that have just come in, my daughter mainly too, what's in here. I got 2.5 cups of vegetable broth, 1 teaspoon or half a teaspoon of salt, 6 cups of broccoli, and I did put 4 cups in and pulse it like Erlene did, and then put the rest of the other 2 cups in. A half a medium onion peeled, cut into chunks, and then 2 garlic cloves peeled, and then you got this will go in, your baby spinach, and my vegan cheddar, the shredded cheese will go in, and the add-ins. So you can see it's bubbling a little bit now. Now it says hi. It's 2:10 to it. See, now it started to count down. It's a little more than 15 minutes to go. So it's right now it is cooking. So you wouldn't see it bubbling like that. It is cooking. It goes from cooking and heating and back again. Is that a... Yes. I will bring this out. This doll was made by a lady in Italy called Simone. She does come in here once in a while. She is on Instagram, and her username on Instagram is dolls.lol. If you go into Alexis's Scope, she has one, Daniel has one, Bop and Dee have one, Leslie Nance has one, and I have one. I don't know, and I think Alex in California's pastor has one. She makes them special. She send her a picture of yourself. She wants to know the color of your eyes, and she'll make it a special for you. And she made it look just like me, with the gray hair and everything, with the, I got a spoon. I said I wanted the spoon and a dress and an apron. It doesn't have any undies on, but that's okay. But this is all handmade. It's handmade by Simone in Italy. She does a real good job. I like to keep her shown off because Alexis shows hers all the time. And I got the idea from Alexis because I've seen her have hers. And earlier this year, she had met Daniel and his mom and dad. They had come to Georgia to meet her, and they both had their dolls, and it was so cute to see their dolls, and they showed their dolls, and it was awesome. Oh, you've seen Alex's? Yeah, I think it was for his pastor or something. Yeah, I've seen that one too. He sent me a picture of it. It was kind of cute, but you can have it made any way you want. Daniel's has got one with a cooking hat, and his is cute too. His is adorable. He had his... if you saw his cooking scope on Sunday, he had his doll sitting in the back when he was cooking. Shows it off. I haven't seen Bop and Dee's. I don't know what theirs look like, but I have seen Leslie Nance's and of course Alexis's and mine and Daniel's. And Alex's. But she does a very good job. So if you want to have a doll made, just go on Instagram and message dolls.lol and tell her who you are, that you'd like to have a doll made. Now they are not cheap. They're expensive, and you got to pay for shipping too. And it takes a couple weeks to get from Italy to here. It did mine about 13 days. You want to count the weekend, it was 13 days. Because she told me she shipped it out and everything, and I was happy when I got it. I mean, that's why I display it. But she did a real good job. It's all handmade. She takes time and credit in what she does. She takes care of what she does, and she's also got an Etsy shop. You can see stuff that she's made in her Etsy shop. Oh, she does good work. She really does. But so if you want to contact her, just go into dolls.lo. She does come into Periscope. She is a Periscope viewer. She comes into mine once in a while. She comes into Alexis's. I haven't seen her for a few days, but she does come in here. So if you see her, tell her that she did a good job. I told her that she did a good job, and I appreciate every bit of it. I know Alexis did too. This is the Pampered Chef Deluxe Cooking Blender. It cooks and blends at the same time because you put raw food in here. I've got raw broccoli in here, right from the refrigerator. It's fresh broccoli, but I bought 2 heads of broccoli to make 6 cups and chopped them up real fine. And it cooks and blends. Now, it's similar to the Vitamix, but your Vitamix does not have a heating element in it, so it does not cook your food. You have to start with your food cooked on the stove to put it in your Vitamix. And you have to add hot water to get your soup hot, because I've tried it in the Vitamix with cold water, and it doesn't get your soup very hot. But this gets your soup very hot. Steam will be coming off the top of it. Right now, I cannot touch this canister, and it's a glass canister because it is scalding hot. Not really. This was $349. However, I didn't pay that because I hosted a party early this month, and I got it for $139.60 because I got it at 60% off as a host special. Because I told Alexis I would host this month so I could get the blender at 60% off. And then I got my daughter one as well at 50% off for her because she couldn't afford to buy it. So I got her one, and she loves it. So this is an awesome $349. Even at that is a good deal. Although Vitamixes can start then and go on up to $700-800, whatever. But this is really a real good machine. But like I said, it's not going to compare to the Vitamix. In fact, the Vitamix doesn't heat it up, doesn't cook it. It only heats it up, with friction. Where this cooks it and blends it. Now the canister, you have a hot and a cold. I think 6 for hot and 7 for cold, or something like that. Or I might have in reverse, but anyway, you can only put so many cups in there. You got to be careful that you don't exceed the heat level or your cold level. See the steam coming up the top? You can tell it's really hot. No, oh no, I didn't throw it out. No way, I still got that because it's a new machine. I got it not too long ago. No, I use it every once in a while. I'll use it for smoothies and stuff. So I'm not going to throw that out because I got that to compare with this. And there's a tomato soup, there's a good Vitamix tomato soup that I can do in there off camera that I really love, that I want to do. Takes real tomatoes. It takes garlic and a few other things in it, and I want to make that one. So I'm not going to get rid of the Vitamix. My daughter's got a Vitamix too. My other Vitamix I had, she's got that, so she can use it for hummus or whatever she wants. I could sell it, but I haven't got it paid off. I haven't got it paid off yet, so I'm going to leave it go for a while until I get it paid off because it's fairly new. But I do want to use it. I want to compare it with this blender. That's the only reason I got it, because I want to compare the two. I know this is going to do a better job on soups because it's going to heat them, but I don't take anything away from the Vitamix because it's a good machine as well. It just doesn't have a heating element in it, and you can get the canister wet. Where this you can't. You can't sit it in the sink and get it wet because of the heating element under the bottom. Because if you get it wet, it's not going to work. And what I like about this one is this will not work with the lid off. That is a good safety feature. The Vitamix, you can leave the lid off and it'll still run. And you put the tamper in there with the lid off and you're going to tear your tamper up, what I did. Here you cannot do that because the tamper can only be put through the cap and into the lid. Do they have what? Do they have PayPal? Oh, does Pampered Chef have payments? I know Vitamix does, but no. I don't think so. You can ask Alexis, but I don't think so. If you have to, you can put it on a credit card. That's what I do with mine. I put it on a credit card. If you can't pay for it all at once, put it on your credit card. But you can't make payments on it. I'm in the United States. She cannot sell Pampered Chef outside the United States. So if you're in a foreign country, unfortunately, she can't sell Pampered Chef. It's unfortunate. In Canada, she can't either. There are Canadian consultants. She only can sell for the United States. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. So I'm in the state of Oregon. So it was real simple for me. And Erlene's got one of these. She got hers at 50% off under me because she hosted a party before I did, and then since I hosted a party, she was able to get her Pampered Chef blender under me since she had already hosted a party at 50% off. So she's used her quite a bit. That's true. Yes, she can. Oh, I know. Isn't that awful? Yeah, I know what you mean. I get them a lot. Not lately though. I did get on silence unwanted callers this morning that are not on my contact list. Which, like I said, if they don't leave a voicemail, then I don't know what they want anyway. So if they're not willing to leave a voicemail, then forget it. So I didn't see a voicemail listed or anything that they left. So if they did, I'll have to check it later. But anyway, you can see this is bubbling now. It's only got 6 minutes and 49 seconds to go. This is a real good machine. If you're interested in this machine, you can get with Alexis, ask to host a party or to be a consultant, and she will set you up. If I'm not mistaken, I believe she said that this is the host special for this month. Last month, this month, and November is the host special for the blender. Oh, you're going to get yours in January. Awesome. Yes, they do. But you need to tell them this. They did not have your permission to record you. And if they don't ask if they can record you first, and they just record you automatically, that's illegal. So I told somebody once, they told me that it was being recorded, and I says, I didn't give you permission to record me. She hung up immediately. She hung up because she knew that she was in the wrong. You got to catch them at their game. And when they come on and they say, this is being recorded, can you hear me? Never say yes. Because if you say yes, you're agreeing to whatever they're going to offer you. So do not say anything. So when they say it's being recorded, can you hear me? That's when I tell them, I didn't give you permission to record me. This is a scam. Goodbye. And I hang up. That's exactly what I do. You've got to know how to handle them. Because they won't call you again, but somebody else will call you pretty much similar to the same ones. Different numbers. They are a pain in the butt, let me tell you. They change their numbers more than I change my shoes, I'll tell you. You look at the numbers and I says, well, that's different than the other number. It might be the same area code, but they go and change the number. Kind of throw you off the trail, I think. Kind of throw you off that's who's calling. But I'm not stupid. I pretty much know that's them calling me, and trying to kind of get information from me. So I've never had that one. Solar panels? Now that's a new one. I haven't got that one yet. I get all kinds of stuff though, but solar panels, no, I've never really got that one. I'm not interested in solar panels, but you gotta be careful. Just tell them you're not interested and to take you off the mailing list. Or I've had my phone number because I've had this phone number since 2006, and I've been on the do not call list since then. So a do not call list does not expire. So tell them you're on the do not call list, and they're not supposed to call you. The telemarketers are not supposed to call you. However, you will get calls from schools. You will get calls about political offices like the president and stuff like that. Those calls are allowed to come. But anything else, telemarketing, to try to sell you something, no, they're not going to call you. So I've had so many of them, I told them, I'm on the do not call list. So I'll go on the do not call.gov and I report their number that they tried to call me and I'm on the do not call list. And they'll try to take care of it. I did that a while back. I got so many. One day I think must have got about 10 or 12 of them that tried to call me, and I told them I was on the do not call list and I had to report their number. You just got to take the bull by the horns and stick it to them. You need to stick it to them. That's exactly what you need to do, because if you don't, they're going to keep it up. And if they know that you're smart and you're wise to them, they're not going to do it. Well, thank you for the super hearts. You guys are awesome. They're just not going to, you start getting wise to them, then they'll stop, because they'll know they haven't got anything on you. Because you beat them at their game. That's what you pretty much have to do. Beat them at their game and let them know that, I've caught on to your game. And thank you for everybody coming in. Michigan Girl, anybody that wants to know what's in here, I can tell you right now what's in here. This is almost done. It's blending right now. It's got 2.5 cups of vegetable broth. It's supposed to be low sodium, but I don't think it was. Half a teaspoon of salt. 6 cups of broccoli, which I put 4 cups in. Had them chopped up, but I did pulse it for a little bit like Arlene did to put the other 2 cups in. Then a half a medium onion, which was peeled and then cut into chunks. 2 garlic cloves peeled. And then this goes in last. That's what's in there now. This goes in last. This goes in at the end. This is spinach, baby spinach, and my vegan cheddar cheese. This will go in as soon as the timer goes off. Then I pulse these in. So that's exactly how I do that. And I won't be able to take the cap off because it'll be too hot, so I'll have to take the lid off and do it to put them in there. See, how much do I have to put in there? 1 cup. 1 cup of the, let's see. Yeah, 1 cup of the spinach leaves and 4 ounces of the cheese. Okay, I got my one. I'll just put, I'll use this for my 1 cup because the 1 cup thing is dirty. So I'll just use this to put my, I'll put the spinach in here. Run that under there. And you don't cut it up or anything, you just put it in here. See, now it's bubbling again. Because you're gonna mix this in anyway. So you want to get this all much as you can. There. And then 4 ounces, and I'll just take my little one cup measuring, my readable one, and I'll put the well, I can probably use, no, I can't use that. I can use one of my prep bowls too. I think I got them up here. Well, I know what I'll do. I'll use my half cup, because 4 ounces is half a cup, so I'll use that. I'll use this for the cheese. So that's got 51 seconds to go. So it'll keep on blending eventually, and it gets to the very, very end. It'll keep on going until the timer goes off, and you watch it. See, there it goes. See, it goes for a little bit, and then it stops. As long as your lid is on there and your cap is on, you don't have to worry about coming out the top. It won't. I know it looks like it's going to come out the top, but it won't, because everything's on there tight. And then I'll show you how I'm going to, okay, I'm going to pulse this until they're combined. I'll get this, I'm going to take this, I'm going to cancel this. Now, I'm going to take the lid off. I'm not going to touch the cap, because the cap is hot. The lid is not. I can touch the lid, and I'll just put it down this way. Just lay it down like that. And I'll put this in here. And then I'll put my cheese in. And this will get pulsed in there just until it's combined. Okay, now I'm going to put it on pulse. Here's the pulse. Right here's the pulse, and I'll pulse it a little bit. You just have to keep pulsing it until you get it combined. There, that's about right. That's about all it needs. And I'll hit this on cancel. There we go. Now, I'll let you see this. I'll put this in a bowl. Take this off. See, and it says lid. Once you pull the lid off, it automatically says lid, because this will not work with the lid off. I'm going to get one of mine. I'll get a different bowl to put that in, because, well, I got this and I washed it, so I'll put it in this one. Because the other one, I don't want to take the other ones away from my dowel. And now I'm going to show you how this comes off. When you go to take it off, you got to take it that way. And now what I like about it is you got this extra little like lip on or handle on it, because you can't hold on to this unless you didn't have it. And I'm going to pour this in my bowl. And these stoneware really hold a lot of soup. So you can see it really holds. I'm going to turn this off until I need to look at the soup. Doesn't that look good? Look at that. And it's really hot to try to eat it right now. But there's the soup. And if you want this blender, like I said, just contact Alexis and get with her, and she will set you up with either a party or a consultation. Yes, I like broccoli soup. I've done it in the quick cooker before, but the quick cooker makes everything so, good. But it is a lot of servings, more than I need. So basically, there's one bowl here, and I'll probably have one more bowl. I'll have another bowl of it, and it'll be awesome. Then I'll have a bowl today, and I'll have a bowl tomorrow. My tomato soup, Alexis messaged me yesterday because I purchased a few things for Yamil and Daniel's party. And she messaged me, and she said, well, thank you for buying on Yamil and Daniel's party. She said, I bet you ate up that tomato soup, didn't you? I says, nope. I had some going to have some for lunch today. And then, of course, she asked me what I was going to do yesterday. And I says, well, I wasn't coming in because I had an appointment. Let's see. What'd she say? Yeah, it would, except I don't have a mother. Yeah, I did. I had an appointment. I had an appointment yesterday early, and that's why I came on yesterday morning, because I had an appointment. And it had to be taken care of, so that's why I didn't come in here. So I went to my appointment, and when I got home about 2 o'clock or so, that I just went and walked the dogs. And ate my lunch before I went and walked my dogs. Yes, it is a very good gift. Now, if anybody wants to host a party, get with Alexis. And this would make a good gift for yourself or for a loved one, because I'm sure a mother, grandmother, or whatever would appreciate having this blender. This is an awesome blender. I will tell you a story. When I first saw Alexis unveil it, I didn't like the looks of it at all. I thought, boy, that's an ugly looking machine. But when you see it on Periscope, you're seeing it, somebody else using it, and it looks different to you than when you get it yourself. So what impressed me was the way it worked. So I thought, well, I'm going to order that anyway. And something, when I got it, I really liked the looks of it. It's really grown on me, because basically this part here is all based on the quick cooker. The same setup with all your programs, and you got a knob down here to turn. They got the knob here to turn. What did I order? I ordered it's a steel, it's a lid, it's a splash guard lid, I think is what it is. Splash guard. And then I ordered the 2-cup and 3-cup prep bowls. I didn't have those. I have the 1-cup prep bowls, but I didn't have the 2 and 3, so I ordered those. So I thought, well, those would make it ideal when I'm fixing stuff. I can use those to measure out too, because you can't ever have enough bowls to measure stuff out into. And you don't have to really count your measurement, because the 1 cup is just basically what they are. 1 cup, and then you got your these here. This is 1 cup, and you just fill this up with 1 cup, and then yeah, they are. I didn't even know they were in, that Pampered Chef was selling them, and I saw them in the catalog when I was going through to order for her show, and I said, well, I might as well get these, because they're not that expensive, I think I had something like $65 worth, and I got 2 tickets, and I thought, that's plenty. I'm stopping. As long as I ordered something, and Alexis was happy I did. So I've got 2 tickets like you have, Erlene, so I'm competing with you now, so we'll see who made the better person win, Neither one of us may win either, it doesn't matter, but you can see this soup looks awesome. Let me hold it up to the camera if I can. Look at that. Doesn't that look so good? Let me get a spoon, and I'm going to test it, because I like testing my food. Yep, I got 2 tickets just like you did, so we're going to be... Let me get a spoon to test this. Oh, welcome to Periscope for the very first time. I'm going to test this. I know it's going to be hot, but I'm going to blow on it. I want to see what it tastes like. Wow. What a good soup. This is a very good soup. Of course, if you don't like spinach, you can probably leave the spinach out. You know, I don't mind spinach in it because it gives it a different flavor. And I put spinach in my smoothies too. So as you can see the spinach on top. It's got combined, but it's all broken up. It is a pretty color, yes, and it did a very good job. It really did. I'm gonna have to use a different bowl. I don't want to take those bowls away. This is an actual cereal bowl that I use when I'm off camera. These are actual bowls that I bought for cereal, and I'm just going to stick the rest of it in here. This can actually go in the microwave, so I'm not worried about it. Pour this out, and I'm going to show you people that have never seen it clean how you clean it. See, and it fills that bowl right up. So I've only got 2 bowls, so that's awesome. I don't have to worry. You know, it's 2 bowls right there. So I'm going to sit this down so I can put some water in there and kind of do about 3 cups of water or so. I'll put 3 cups of water in it and kind of rinse it out a little bit. And rinse it out. Kind of rinse it out because you want to get the junk out. Yeah, it is. It is, Erlene. Did you have that much when you did yours? I don't know, you said it didn't make that much, but it seemed like I knew it was going to probably make 2 bowls anyway. Now see, it's getting this out. I'm going to do it again as you get the rest of it out. Yep, it sure does. I know what you mean. That's why I got the blender, because I can come in here and I can make things in the blender. You know, Alexis knows I love this blender, and this is about my 3rd time of using it. And I love it because it makes foods delicious. Now I'll just switch this around just a little bit. Then I'm going to put the water in here. And then I'm going to clean my machine, and I'll show you how that works. It does a real good job. It's a heated wash, and it does a real good job of cleaning it. So I'm going to get my, okay. Now use warm water for it, because they suggest you use warm water. It'll be a little easier to clean it. I do get most of the stuff out. It won't get out right around the rim. I can use my rag to get out around here. Get on the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how the heated wash works. For those that may have not seen how this heated wash works, this is quite interesting. Just put 3 cups of water in it. Then you put very little bit of soap. I put such a little bit in, you don't even hardly see it go in there. That's it, just like that. Then you put your lid on. I'm just going to rinse the lid off just a little bit. I'll get most of that stuff off of there. There we go. Okay. And it'll come all the way up into the lid, and it'll get it nice and clean. All right. Now I'm going to turn this back on. I'm going to get water on this. I'll clean this off first before I turn it on. Water likes to get on. As long as it doesn't get down on the heating element, that's all that matters. Okay. Now, I'm going to put this on the heated wash. You can watch me do that. Put it on the heated wash cycle, which is right there. Now, I'm going to hit the button. And that's all there is to it. You'll watch it. Wash. And it'll go all the way up to the top. It doesn't get to the rim very well. You have to kind of wash out yourself. Vitamix doesn't either. The spout, it really doesn't get that to that, but it gets everything else. But you can see the soup. Look, it's awesome. Awesome, and it tastes so good. So if you want to make this soup, you could probably do it in the quick cooker. You could do it in another blender too, but it works so well in this blender. It's got 99 degrees right now. I think it gets up to 140 degrees. It is good. It's very, very good. It's delicious. This is an awesome soup. Let me tell you, it really is. Let me taste it again. It is awesome. I love broccoli anyway. But you put that cheese in there and you put that spinach in there, and it sets it right off. Broccoli by itself would be okay, but when you add spinach to it and you add cheese to it, it really gives it a good flavor. So I've got one. I'm gonna eat this one today, and I can eat this one tomorrow for lunch. So I have some tomorrow. So it's awesome because it doesn't make so much that way. Oh, it doesn't, sweetie, it does, and it does, it tastes really good too. Oh, you've been listening? Okay, sweetie. But it's good. I just tasted it, sweetie. It's good. And I know you may not like the baby spinach, but this is the baby spinach I got. It's just real small leaves. I got them at Walmart, and just put them in the add-in. Oh, we've been helping with homework. Yeah, typical. When you're a mother, you got to help the kids with their homework. And I know my daughter, she's going to be 90s today. They're getting really hot. Where, like I said, we were 35 this morning, had to have my heat on. I'm thinking, boy, what gives us this weather already? This is really unusual to get this cold this quick. But, you know, it is what it is. Can't do much about it, you know. I'm thankful that it's cooler than it was, because that 100-degree weather just was too much for me. I don't have to worry about it now. But I come in here, 91 feels like 90. Oh, my goodness. You can keep it. Keep it there, please. I don't want any of it here. Because usually by the end of October is when we get all the rain, but we've had so much rain already. September, we got a couple good rainfalls in August. In September, we had a lot of rain, so we've already had enough rain already this fall. And it's just started, but we're going to get a bunch more again. We've got rain coming, I think, if it's not tomorrow, Thursday, we got rain coming. So you can't win for losing. But like I said, my son come home from Canada and had to turn his heat on. He says, it's cold. And he enjoyed his trip to Canada, but didn't like the fact he had to come home and go to work the next day because he was exhausted. I mean, that was a 6-hour drive from where he lives in Oregon to where he had to go to Victoria. A long drive. A real long drive. So, yes, I can. It's very, very good. I don't want to eat too much, so I want to take a picture of it. It's good. It's awesome. Now my daughter, when she did her heated wash, she said it was coming out of the top of the lid, or out of the cap, but it's not coming out of my cap. So it's a little scary. It looks like it's going to, but it won't. It's on, everything's on tight. You see how it's cleaning it? It's cleaning it real good. Like I said, this is a heated wash. That's different than the Vitamix. The Vitamix is not a heated wash, but you can take the water and heat it up to boiling or whatever to heat if you want to make it hot or something. And I usually, when I clean the Vitamix, I would always get the water hot or lukewarm anyway, so it has some warmth to it because it doesn't clean too well when it's cold. No, not really. They're not sharp at all. I bet you did, Erlene. I bet you did. Well, you know, you saw me what I do, but look, it's still coming out okay. It's still got to get the stuff out. It does, you know, it's like the Vitamix in that the blades are not sharp. Because if they were sharp, they would wear out quicker, so they make them dull. And it's amazing that they can do a good a job as they do dull, but they are dull blades. Well, it is. Look at it, Erlene. So the blades are, my daughter says they're not sharp, they're dull. I says, well, you got to be real careful anyway. Yeah, I suppose they are. Probably ones that are, yeah, the serrated ones would be, yes. Okay, this is I'm going to cancel this. And I'm going to go ahead and not unplug this to shut it off. I don't have to unplug it. I keep forgetting I don't have to unplug this. I'm going to go ahead and lean this back. Whoops, I better take the lid off. I'll do that right now. I'll just set this back down here and take the lid off. See, it got the lid and everything all clean. And I'll rinse this out. It's the whole idea of having hot water. Heated wash does wonders for this. It really does. Now I'm going to take this off of here and I'll show you how I'm going to get the soap out of it. And I'm not going to set that in the sink. I'll show you how I do it. I know it's probably weird the way I do things, but I do it anyway. because it works for me. I do what works because I want to make sure I do not get that canister in the sink. So that's why I do it this way. Oh, I don't know why, my voice. Get that cough. And see, like I said, you hold it like here. This is like an extra handle because this thing is heavy. If you didn't have this extra handle, it's real heavy. And I can swish this a little bit. Just make sure it doesn't get under the canister. So you just about got all the soap out. I'll do it one more time and get all the soap completely out of it. It does a real good job. You got to get that all out of there, and then I'll dry it out. And up here, it actually comes not so much right there. That's on the outside. I'll wipe that up with a rag. Okay, there we go. I'll just take a rag and get to the outside of this that didn't get. And then I'll take a towel and I'll wipe the inside of it out. I've got a, well, I'll use this towel for right now. And just dry it out on the inside. And you got to be real careful when you dry it out. You don't want to get your hands under the blade. So I kind of like to wrap my hand in the towel or put the towel down at the bottom and make sure it. Yeah, I done made it. You can see it sitting here. I made it. You'll just have to go watch the replay. And I just went and washed it out. Washed my machine. Washed the canister out. So you have to go back and see how I did that. So see, this is you're going to get a few stains in it, or you're going to get it where it looks like it's stained at the bottom, but that doesn't hurt the canister any. It still works. I can have to probably take the brush and deep clean this at the bottom because it's doing the same thing it did on the quick cooker, but that's okay. It's still, but you can see it's all nice and clean. There you go, all nice and clean. And I'll put this back on here, and then I'll put the lid back on. There, and I'll just dry the lid a little bit and then just sit it on top. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah. Yes, it is. It's in the bottom of the canister, and I will show you. Right here. Right here's your heating element, right there. You cannot get that wet. Yes, it is. It's a Pampered Chef Deluxe Cooking Blender. If you've been into Alexis's Scopes, you've seen her demonstrate it. She started demonstrating it sometime about the middle of August, and this is a real good blender. It's one of the, it's better than the Vitamix. Didn't get this quite dried good. It's better than the Vitamix, the fact that it heats your foods up, because you could put raw in here. Because I had raw broccoli in here. You could put raw carrots, raw potatoes, raw, broccoli, cauliflower, whatever. Of course, tomatoes, it doesn't matter. Tomatoes will still cook in the Vitamix anyway, but the Vitamix, you can't put raw stuff in there unless you cook it on a stove first. Yes, it is a cooking blender. It just came out this month. And it was ironic when Alexis was saying that they were coming out with an electronic product. My daughter, her and I were talking one day, and she says, wouldn't that be something if Vitamix came out or Pampered Chef came out with a blender? And she was right. That was what it was. And when I found out it was a blender, I told my daughter, I said, you were right. You said it was a blender, and sure enough, it was. So she kind of had a pig that they would get a blender out. But it's a real good blender. I only paid $139.60 for it because I hosted a show this month, and I got it 60% off. Otherwise, the normal price is $349. So if you can't afford that, then try to host a show or be a consultant, and you'll get it for a lot less. Yeah, it is neat. If you own a Vitamix, you know what I'm talking about. That the Vitamix doesn't cook it like this does. It heats it with friction with the blades. The longer the blades are on, the more it heats it up. But it doesn't cook it. So therefore, you can't put raw foods in it unless like your potatoes, carrots, or whatever. You cook them on the stove first. Well, that's more work. So I'm going to try to do things in the Vitamix soups that I don't have to cook. Because there are Vitamix recipes out there that I want to do that I don't have to cook. So that's what I'm going to do. But as far as this cooking blender, this is the third time I've made. This is my third soup in here. I did sweet potato soup. I did this is the broccoli soup. What other one did I do? I forgot what I already did. Okay, what did I do? I can probably forget. I forgot already what I did in here. Let me go look it up. Sorry about that. We can make a nacho cheese sauce too. I did the, let's see. I'll get over here. All right, let me see where. And there's a butternut squash soup I want to try sometime too. Okay, I did of course, the tomato basil soup is what I did the other day. I did the sweet potato soup, and now I've done the broccoli cheese soup. There's also there's a beet soup, and there's a cauliflower soup, and a mushroom bisque, which I won't do those because I might try the beet and the cauliflower, but not the mushroom bisque. Yes, I did a tomato basil soup the other day, and I posted it up on YouTube. I didn't post it up on my vegan Facebook page because Erlene had already made it and posted it up there, and I wasn't going to repost it. But I did put it up on YouTube. So if you're not following me on YouTube, just go look under Karen Watterson and you'll find my YouTube videos there. I put it under the soup section, although I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that recipe and move it and make a new playlist for the blender. Everything that goes in the Ace blender will be under one category. But I mean, I put it in the soup section for right now. No, this is the cheese I use. I use vegan. This is Go Veggie cheese. I get this at Walmart by of all things. They have it there, and I put that in it, and it's real good cheese. It tastes real good. It tastes like real cheddar cheese, but it's not the cheddar you buy in the store. I shouldn't I? I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that. I'll have to go in there and do that. You're right. I've got to figure out what my YouTube page is and add that. I'll have to do some research on that and have to Google that to figure out how to do that. I know there's a way to do it. I can edit it somehow and I'll put it in there. I got to find out what the page number is and all that because you got all those numbers and everything behind, so I have to get it right. But anyway, I've got quite a few videos on there. All my Periscope videos go on there. At least most of them anyway. I've had problems with some videos not showing up on my camera roll. Don't ask me why. They didn't show up on the camera roll, and so I couldn't put them up on YouTube. But when they show up, I put them up there. My dog walk I did, or the walking of the dogs yesterday, I put up on YouTube this morning. Right. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. I think I got something like I've got over 130 subscribers, I think. And for me, that's a lot. I know for a lot of people, they've got 4,000, more than that. But for me, just doing what I do, I've got 130. And I don't just have cooking ones on there. I've got Bible prophecy ones. I've got walking my dogs. I've got miscellaneous. I've got unboxing my Pampered Chef. I've got different YouTube videos on, but you've got a lot to watch, and you can't watch it all in one day because there's an awful lot on there. There's well over 400 YouTube videos on there. I think I've got over 400, something like that. So it's going to take a while to watch everything you know. I'm trying to cut them in playlists, and I'll put this one up there too as soon as it comes on my camera roll. I don't know here lately. I don't know if it's been it must be Periscope. Their updates they update it, but when they update it seems like the your things don't come on the camera roll until the day late and $1 short. It might be on 2 hours late, 2 hours from now, or maybe tomorrow it'll show up. I think it goes in outer space and comes back or something. Anyway, it finally gets up there and then I add it. But you can see this broccoli soup. It turned out beautifully, and the taste of it, oh man, it's to die for. I'm gonna make this again. I really will. Of course, and when I make it again, I'll make it off camera. But it's real simple to make. So good, and the color is beautiful. I mean, look at that. You can see the spinach in there. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? It is a good tasting soup. It really is. Yeah, it's been acting up a lot because when we updated to iOS 13, they weren't updated yet, and I wasn't getting notifications, and I had to contact them twice that I wasn't getting notifications. So finally they finally got it fixed. They finally updated where I do get the notifications now. It's really good. I can't believe how good this really is. And coming from this blender, it's awesome. It does everything so well. You want some now? Well, you get this blender, you buy this blender, and you can make it because it's in the book. This is the cooking guide that came with it. There's a lot of recipes in here. That's where I got it from, right here. I got the book wet, huh? Oh well. That's what there's sauces in here. You got a cheese sauce, nacho cheese sauce. I haven't done that one yet. I don't know how that was going to come out. Got jams now. Or Alexis has done the jam. You got strawberry jam, blueberry jam, raspberry jam, strawberry jam, low sugar jam, and she did that one. And there's Concord grape jelly, orange marmalade, and she did that one too. And there's applesauce. I don't think she's done the applesauce yet, but I plan on doing that one myself. So you have 3 pounds of apples on that. So I'm going to try applesauce in there. I've done it in the quick cooker, but I want to try it in the blender to see how it's going to work. In fact, I could probably do that tomorrow. Got to get me some apples, though. Got to get some apples to use. But anyway, I'm going to go so I can eat this before it gets cold. And I'll come on again tomorrow with a new recipe. Probably use the blender again. Maybe, maybe not. So, yeah, it is. It is. So, I thank you all for coming in and being here. Sharing out, giving me super hearts. You guys are awesome. And I thank you. And until we meet again, take care, God bless, and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.